So today on LBI Artists, we have Valerie Fenelon.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello. So let's talk about your photography.
Okay, well, my photography, I've been shooting about 45 years now, and a lot of my subject is Long Beach Island, and a lot of the imagery doesn't really exist in reality anymore because we've had so many improvements since Sandy. So the bench, for example, is taken in Surf City, and at one time all the benches were made out of wood and they were painted green or gray. And in the photograph with the bench, the dune fence again doesn't exist there anymore. We have a up-to-date product that we use every day now, with a very fancy, I don't know if that's the right word, pathway. That's a compounded sand, and it's very hard, and it's very vertical to go up and down on.
Yeah, they're like, what, 30 feet high?
They're pretty high, yeah.
Yeah, very high.
For old folks like us.
Very hard to get up to the top of that.
Yeah. And there's stones, and they hurt your feet, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the photograph of the carrots was shot in Colorado. The carrots came out of my friend's beautiful garden, and we took them out of the earth, and we shook them off, and we put them on the windowsill on an old barn. We never ate them. Didn't get to that. And the Christmas, well, actually, it's the photograph of the horizontal beach scene was taken on December 26th. And you can see in the foreground snow on the sand. And again, this is taken prior to Sandy, so it's the original dune fence, slow slope to the beach, the way it used to be. And then we had the bicycle, which is taken in Barnegat Light. That's a newer shot since Sandy. And that beach there is handicap accessible. So the beach is compounded down where you can just ride a nice wheelchair, or the wheelchairs that have our big tires on them, to go down and access the beach. And then there's a horizontal shot of a boy on the beach, which is in Barnegat Light at dawn. And at dawn, the Coast Guard goes out and does their maneuvers every morning. So those are the two ships you see outside. And the frames that frame is from Pennsylvania. It's all cedar clapboard from old barns. Nice. And
yeah, the frames are absolutely beautiful. They have that soft, must have sanded them because they're so smooth to touch.
And I also wire brush them too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really beautiful.
Yeah. And the praying mantis, this piece of sculpture is made from a bicycle. And I saw this bicycle on the street and picked it up and propped it against my house. And I looked at that for 15 years before I actually saw the praying mantis. And then I made the praying mantis out of it. And the man's face is made from a cast iron toy truck, halved, and the eyes are the wheels of the truck, and his hair, his headpiece is an old rake, and his mouth is some kind of a plate. I'm not exactly sure what the plate is for, but I thought it was perfect for the mouth.
Nice, very nice.
And I think that's it. That's all I have. I also have postcards. I do a series of postcards of my images too.
Now, if you see anything you like, you can just call. We have the number posted, and you can just call, and Valerie will either tell you if it's still available, what you see, or if there's something else that you might want to look at. So we could do this all by email, or if you want to come down and meet, we could do that. We can arrange to meet with you. But all of it's for sale.
Or we can mail it.
Or we can mail it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's always shipping.
Yes. So, which is getting better every day.
Right. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my art.
Good.
Okay, so I do everything. You name it, I've tried it. I might not be the best at everything, but at least I try everything.
Then it's very nice.
So I have some things that I like to make, like my bicycle. I made that out of all just random parts. Like I found some wood to put that in there. There's the wheels are made out of lamp parts, you know, like the lampshade.
Mm-hmm. The armature at the top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I just always had lampshades laying around, and it's like, this looks just like a bicycle wheel to me, so I made the bicycle with it. Then gourds. A friend of mine has a farm that she sells flowers and gourds, so I was up visiting her one day, and she had these really long gourds, and I thought that would make a real nice piece for over a fireplace. So I cut the top of it and put flowers in. But I love gourds, especially like the inside of the gourd. I thought was kind of a unique texture to it. So I glued on the starfish, and that sits on the mantle also.
So you have a little seascape.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But I love to do paper mache too. And the mermaids, I've been making mermaids for a really long time, maybe 25 years. I've been making paper mache mermaids. But I used to make the really huge ones, life-size.
Really? Life-size? Wow.
Life-size mermaids, all different kinds. And I used to have a store in Spray Beach that I used to sell them there. And the funny part was, I would start making one mermaid, and before I would finish it, it would sell. Then I would take an order for the next mermaid, so I had mermaids just constantly in production. Like they were like laying down on their side with, you know, a hand on their hip, and some of them were standing because I'd use like a floor lamp
Yes.
as the base, and just build the mermaid around it.
Oh, really? That was part of the piece of sculpture?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, because you know, something to hold it up. Then I had them sitting, sunbathing, and I used to have a red Corvette that I parked out in front of my store, and I had a mermaid sitting on the back of it because it had a spoiler. So I used to sit this mermaid on the back of the mermaid so people would be able to spot my store really quick.
Nice. Fun.
So now I'm doing the smaller mermaids that sit, you know, up on a shelf somewhere, and I like the tall, skinny tails. I just think they look a little different than your normal mermaids, but they're
If there is a normal
fun
mermaid.
to make. But yeah, I do mermaids, octopus, turtles, you name it. I do do paper mache. I also sculpt clay, so I make crabs and just little sculptures out of clay. And I love to paint. I make my own frames, and they're tongue and groove, so that they're very light because it's plywood. And I paint right on the plywood, which is a little different than normal.
And your kind of paint is?
I use acrylics,
Uh-huh.
only because I don't like the smell of oils.
Uh-huh.
I would like to try oils one day, but that smell is just, I just don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I stick with the acrylics.
And you do just on the boards to begin?
Nope, I just start painting. I just paint, give them a couple coats, and sometimes I'll do one color underneath, but mostly I just paint. I just start painting.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you're not fooling around?
yeah. And I also do glass. I do stained glass. I do mosaics. I love everything. So you know, I'll take a surfboard and cover it with glass, or I'll do like that little
Sun?
sun in the background. Yeah, all different, lots of different ideas.
So
Whatever.
you're inspired by everything?
I try everything: needle felting, wet felting, I try everything.
And the scarf you have on, you made
Oh, and the scarf I have on too. I just paint
too? Wax
the
resist,
scarf.
is that?
That is, it's like a wax resist, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure what exactly is in it. Maybe some kind of rubber, but
So
it's.
you drew with the wax resist,
Hmm.
and then you painted it,
And then you paint
and then you take the wax
with
resist
dye.
off.
Hmm. And then you just wash the resist off it.
Mhm.
But
I have one on too.
there's so much
I
fun.
have a octopus.
But, like I said, anything you see, you can contact us. If you want, we do, like once in a while, I'll get a special order and do a big mosaic for someone or a paper mache. Just give us a call. We'll be glad to meet with you.
Absolutely.